There are moments when you feel something tugging at you from beyond the routines of daily life, like a silent tide calling your name from another shore. It is as if the ocean itself breathes inside your chest, reminding you that your existence did not begin with this body and will not end with it. If you have ever felt emotions before anyone spoke, sensed atmospheres the moment you entered a room, or carried a sadness you could not explain, this is not an accident. This is your soul responding to a deeper current. And if you are a Pisces, or if your chart is infused with compassion, intuition, and emotional depth, then this message has been traveling through time to reach you now. Because the universe does not move randomly. Every encounter, every phase of your life, every inexplicable feeling is part of a cosmic language written in light. As you listen to these words, let your heart quietly open, and if you feel called, share your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments as a way of saying to the universe, I am present, I am listening, I am ready. Pisces is not merely the final sign of the zodiac wheel. It is the point where all stories converge, the place where I dissolves into we, and where separation begins to remember that it was always an illusion. The Piscean soul carries fragments of every sign that came before. The courage of Aries, the loyalty of Taurus, the curiosity of Gemini, the sensitivity of Cancer, the radiance of Leo, the discernment of Virgo, the fairness of Libra, the depths of Scorpio, the faith of Sagittarius, the discipline of Capricorn, and the vision of Aquarius. All of it moves through your emotional tide. This is why you feel so much, why your heart responds to suffering that others overlook, why your dreams sometimes seem more real than daylight. Your empathy is not a flaw to be fixed. It is spiritual intelligence. It is your soul remembering how to speak the language of the divine, ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, mysticism, and illusion. Pisces walks between two dimensions at once. One foot rests in the material world, where bills must be paid, roles must be played, and time appears to move in straight lines. The other foot stands firmly in the invisible realm, where symbols, intuition, and synchronicities guide the way. This in-between state is your true landscape, but such heightened perception comes with a cost. When you feel the sadness of others, when the collective grief of the world rises like a wave inside your chest, how do you keep from drowning in it? This is where the three guardian angels of Pisces step forward, not as distant beings seated in unreachable heavens, but as living forces moving through your emotions, your insights, your sudden moments of peace. They have always walked beside you, especially in your darkest nights. And as you continue this journey, if you feel these truths resonate in your spirit, consider subscribing to Arcana of Pisces so your soul can keep receiving the messages that are meant for it. Imagine the zodiac as a sacred pilgrimage of the soul. Aries ignites the spark of identity. Taurus learns worth and grounding. Gemini explores ideas. Cancer learns to feel. Leo shines from the heart. Virgo refines and heals. Libra seeks harmony. Scorpio transforms shadow into power. Sagittarius searches for meaning. Capricorn builds legacy. Aquarius liberates the mind. Then Pisces arrives, not as an ending, but as a dissolution back into the ocean of oneness. Pisces is where matter remembers it is spirit. This is why you often feel caught between what is happening and what could be, between your human story and something infinitely larger whispering beneath it. The symbol of two fish swimming in opposite directions describes the tension you live with daily body and soul, logic and intuition, visible worlds and invisible currents. Yet those fish are tied together by an unseen cord. That cord is your intuitive link to divine wisdom, the reason you receive prophetic dreams, sudden inner knowings, and emotions that feel like messages. But being this open can also draw in energies that are heavy, confused, or draining. That is why protection is not a luxury for Pisces. It is sacred work, and it is here that the celestial trinity of your guardians truly begins to reveal itself. The first of these guardians is the angel of blessings, Parashial, whose presence can feel like the first warm light after days of gray skies. There is a moment in many Pisces lives when the heart quietly asks, "Why do I give so much and still feel empty?" You offer your time, your love, your understanding, and yet something inside remains unfulfilled. You carry weights that no one sees, burdens that your sensitivity quietly absorbs. And just when you are about to collapse, small miracles appear. A friend reaches out at the perfect moment. A phrase in a song speaks directly to your secret pain. A stranger smiles in a way that makes you feel seen. These are not coincidences. This is Parashiel moving through your life, opening windows when doors feel sealed. His name is often translated as the blessing of God, and that is exactly how his energy arrives. Gently, softly, yet powerful enough to shift the entire atmosphere of your soul. Parashiel governs synchronicity, those patterns that make you whisper, "This cannot just be chance." The email that arrives right after you ask for guidance. The repeated numbers on the clock when your heart is unsettled. The unexpected opportunity that emerges precisely when you thought all paths were blocked. He does not always give you what your mind demands. Instead, he delivers what your spirit needs in order to remember that it is guided. His teachings are woven into the art of surrender. Pisces is a sign of flow. Yet in your fear, you sometimes cling to what is already leaving or chase what is already yours in spirit. Parashiel invites you to rest between the tides, to trust that what is meant for you will not require you to destroy yourself to keep it. If this message is bringing a quiet sense of relief to your heart, you might gently honor that feeling by liking this video so this healing energy can ripple out to other sensitive souls who need it as badly as you once did. One of Parashiel's greatest lessons for Pisces is that compassion must begin with yourself. You are known for pouring into others until your own cup runs dry. You stay when you should leave, help when you are already exhausted, and forgive even when your own heart is still bleeding. Parashiel's blessing is the dawning realization that you, too, are worthy of the tenderness you so freely offer. This sometimes arrives disguised as endings, relationships that fall away, jobs that no longer fit, seasons of solitude that feel like exile. In truth, these are divine separations from what has been draining your light. The angel of blessings does not promise a life without storms. Instead, he promises that no storm will be wasted. Every challenge, every delay, every closed door becomes part of a higher design that only makes sense when seen from above. In mystical traditions, Parashiel is said to scatter petals along the paths of those he protects, symbols of joy and healing. For Pisces, those petals appear as moments of grace, a creative breakthrough, a deep conversation, a wave of peace that comes out of nowhere. Each is his way of whispering, "You are never walking this road alone." The second guardian who watches over Pisces is the angel of transmutation and forgiveness. There comes a time when the Piscean heart trembles beneath the weight of old memories and unspoken pain. You tell yourself that you have forgiven, that you have moved on, yet a quiet ache lingers. Certain names still sting. Certain memories still tighten your chest. This lingering ache is not a failure. It is an invitation. Zadkiel steps into that inner space as the divine alchemist, the one who turns emotional lead into spiritual gold. His essence is wrapped in the violet flame, a mystical energy said to dissolve karmic patterns, release old bonds, and cleanse the soul of what it no longer needs to carry. When Zadkiel draws near, it can feel like a gentle heat in your chest, a sudden urge to exhale deeply and let something finally go. Because you love so deeply, Pisces, you often mistake compassion for responsibility. You absorb not only your own anguish, but the pain of others, lovers, family, strangers, even collective wounds from the world. You try to fix what was never yours to fix, to save those who are not yet ready to be saved. Zadkiel reminds you that forgiveness is not about excusing someone's actions or erasing the past. It is about reclaiming your energy from the story of what hurt you. When you forgive, you are not saying what happened was right. You are saying what happened no longer owns me. In this way, forgiveness becomes transmutation, pain becomes understanding, anger becomes clarity, and resentment becomes space for new blessings. Imagine a river clogged with branches and debris, unable to run freely. That river is your emotional body when you hold on to injuries for too long. Zadkiel's violet flame is the current that begins to clear the way, not by forcing you to forget, but by helping you release your grip on what was. The water does not argue with what it releases. It simply flows forward. Zadkiel also works with guilt and shame, emotions that can quietly anchor Pisces to a lower frequency. Your heart is so gentle that you often place blame on yourself for things that were never under your control. You replay scenes, wondering what you should have said or done, as if you could edit the past. But guilt, when it lingers, ceases to be a teacher and becomes a prison. Zadkiel holds the key. He teaches that divine perfection includes your imperfections, your mistakes, your detours. Every misstep still belongs to the choreography of your soul's unfolding. When you call upon him, imagine yourself surrounded by a sphere of violet light, pulsing softly with compassion. With every breath, this light sinks deeper into your memories, your body, your thoughts, gently burning away self-judgment while leaving wisdom behind. You may feel tears rise, or laughter, or simple quiet. Let it move. That is the alchemy of your spirit, remembering that it is worthy of its own forgiveness. The third angel in this celestial triad is Azariel, the angel of intuition and the waters of the soul. There are moments when you simply know, without anyone telling you, without logic to support it. You sense a truth in the silence, feel the direction your life must take, or recognize a person's intentions the first time you look into their eyes. To others, it might seem like guesswork. To you, it feels like a memory. That quiet, inner knowing is the voice of Azoriel moving through you. His presence is as soft as moonlight rippling on the surface of the sea, and as deep as the mysterious currents beneath. He does not speak in sentences. He communicates in feelings, atmospheres, and subtle vibrations. Pisces is a water sign, and Azoriel is the sacred current that gives your waters direction. Because your empathy runs so deep, you can easily confuse the emotions of others with your own. You walk into a room and suddenly feel heavy, anxious, or sad, even when nothing in your personal life explains it. Azariel teaches you discernment, the ability to say, this feeling is mine, and this feeling belongs to someone else. His light acts as a filter, allowing you to remain open without being overwhelmed. He also rules dreams and visions. Those nights when you wake, feeling as if you have traveled somewhere beyond this world, spoken with a presence, or received an answer you did not have before. That is his realm, the space between waking and sleeping, between thought and spirit. is where he often meets you. For him, intuition is not a rare talent. It is a natural sense that humanity used to trust before noise and doubt took over. You, Pisces, were born closer to that original silence. That is why you hear it more clearly than most. Azariel guides you to treat your emotions as sacred technology, not inconveniences to be suppressed. Sadness is not a punishment. It is information. Joy is confirmation. Anxiety is sometimes intuition knocking more loudly, asking you to look deeper. When you ignore your feelings, you are ignoring divine messages sent straight through your body. Azoriel shows you that to live intuitively is to live in constant dialogue with the unseen. He teaches spiritual protection, not by building walls, but by becoming like water. When something heavy enters your field, he invites you to let it pass through instead of clinging to it, to keep moving, keep feeling, keep flowing. In ancient writings, Azariel is associated with the moon and the sea, the two forces that govern rhythm and emotion. Under his guidance, the hidden wisdom of your subconscious begins to rise to the surface. Your intuition stops feeling like a fragile hunch and becomes a grounded inner compass you can trust. There comes a turning point in every seeker's path when they stop looking only to the sky for signs and finally recognize that the same light lives within their own soul. Pisces, this is that moment for you. You have walked through the waters of Baratial's blessings, survived the fires of Zadkiel's transmutation, and listened to the whispers of Azariel's intuition. Now you stand in front of the mirror of your own spirit. What reflects back is not weakness. It is sacred power in its most tender form, the power to feel deeply, to forgive bravely, and to turn pain into compassion. The three angels now stand around you in a circle of light. Baratial wraps you in warm gold, reminding you that your worth has never been negotiable. Zadkiel fills your aura with violet flame, turning wounds into wisdom. Azrael surrounds you with silver-blue radiance, aligning your heart with the quiet rhythm of the divine. Together, they create a shield no darkness can pierce. You, dear Pisces, are the meeting place of their grace. You are the living temple of empathy, the soul who carries pieces of heaven inside human form. You are not chosen because you are flawless. You were chosen because your heart is vast enough to feel what others cannot, resilient enough to keep loving after being hurt, and courageous enough to look for light even while standing in shadow. The universe moves in cycles, and you are seated at the 12th gate, where endings become gateways and final chapters become prefaces to a new story. When you rise, you do not rise alone. Every person you have ever held with your kindness, every life you have quietly softened with your presence, rises a little too. You are the ocean lifting countless waves. You are the silent prayer that slowly turns into its own answer. Take a slow breath and imagine three lights surrounding you now. Gold from Baratial, violet from Zadkiel, and silver blue from Azur. See them weaving together above your head like a luminous crown, not of ego, but of remembrance. This is who you have always been. Infinite consciousness flowing through a human heart. You are not here to escape the world. You are here to spiritualize it. Every act of kindness, every honest tear, every moment you choose love instead of numbness becomes an offering to the divine. In a world that often worships noise and hardness, your softness is a radical act of courage. Your sensitivity is not a weakness to hide. It is a revolution in slow motion. The angels remind you that faith is not about never falling. Faith is about remembering who helps you stand back up. Every time you feel lost, Baratial places a small light on your next step. Zadkiel clears the weight of yesterday from your path, and Azrael nudges your intuition back toward peace. the delays, the detours, the heartbreaks, none of them were wasted. They were preparing you for this awakening, for this clarity, for this moment of remembering. Your journey has never been about perfection. It has always been about purpose. You are the dreamer who keeps reminding the world that the invisible is often more real than what we can touch. You are the healer who absorbs pain and transforms it into understanding. You are the artist of energy, turning silence into meaning and endings into new beginnings. You have never been too much. You have always been exactly as vast as creation needs you to be. Look within and notice how far you have already come. The storms that once seemed to break you are now the stories that give you strength. The losses that once hollowed you out have created space for deeper truth. The tears that once blurred your vision have washed your inner sight clean. Every chapter, even the most painful ones, has been part of your soul's curriculum. You are wiser now, softer yet stronger, open yet more grounded. You are becoming, step by step, the healer you were born to be. Let gratitude rise inside you like a tide. Thank the light within you. Thank the angels who surround you. Thank the divine intelligence that orchestrated every crossing, every ending, every new beginning. You are not standing at an ending. You are standing at a higher octave of your own journey. Walk forward knowing you are guided, protected, and deeply loved. If this message has awakened something in your heart, you are invited to keep traveling with Arcana of Pisces. Subscribe so these truths and future revelations can always find their way back to you when you need them most. And if these words brought you peace or clarity, gently like this video so that more sensitive souls, more dreamers, more quiet warriors of compassion can find it too. Finally, let your presence be felt. Write your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments as an affirmation that you are ready to be seen by the universe in your full light. The angels walk with you. The ocean of spirit lives within you. You are infinite, luminous, and divinely protected now and always.